What's going on, guys? So today I want to talk about kind of a Jaguars outlook over the course of the rest of the season. A lot of us are feeling optimistic about finally getting our first win last Sunday against the Indianapolis Colts, and especially just the way we did it with just the offensive performance and a bunch of people kind of showing out. So that's what we're going to do in this video. But I will say this video is, of course, sponsored and powered by BetUS. And, we really want to talk about playoffs here. And I did take a look at the Jaguars AFC South odds, and it's a pretty long shot. I mean, the Houston Texans have a commanding, 4-1 record, a strong lead in the AFC South. And I believe right now they're the number 2 seed in the NFL, only behind the undefeated Kansas City Chiefs. So that might be a long shot that the Texans are minus 500, while the Colts are second at plus 800, and the Jags and the Titans are each at plus 1,200. So which means if you put in $100, you could win $1,200 if the Jaguars do somehow make it. So, with that said, if you guys are interested in these odds right here or putting down any money on anything, whether it be any upcoming spreads, BetUS is going to offer you a 150% deposit bonus if you use promo code YouTube150. That'll be on your first deposit, and then second and third, you're going to want to get 125% deposit bonus, guys. They have 24/7 customer support and quick 24-hour payouts, so shout out to them. And that'll kind of be the basis of what I talk about because, like I said, guys, the Jags offense kind of put a lot of optimism in the Jaguars, especially for me. I thought there was going to be anything holding back the Jaguars. It was the offensive line, and I have a firm belief that, if you're strong in the trenches, you're going to be a strong team. But the Jaguars, for 3 games in a row, really proved that the offensive line is good enough. They were opening up holes. They were allowing, Trevor Lawrence time to throw the ball. That was all actually pretty optimistic. And, I think Trevor Lawrence, obviously the Bills game got away from us. I mean, the defense didn't give us any shot to win that one, and the offense wasn't helping us out either. But, and then against the Texans, the offensive line was actually pretty good, but I think Trevor Lawrence in the back of his head was still scared about this offensive line because all of a sudden, boom, they started playing well, and he didn't know what to do in the pocket. And then this last game against the Colts, Trevor Lawrence actually did look comfortable. He did look confident. His pocket presence was good. I think he was only pressured like one time. So that was really, really cool to see from, him. And I always thought that, look, all we need is that the offensive line keeps playing good. And as long as the quarterback and coaching keeps playing well, I mean, the sky's the limit for this offense. I mean, I think we have a number one wide receiver in Brian Thomas Jr. He's been super awesome, leading the NFL rookies in receiving yards, and he is just extremely dynamic. And then the guys around him are good enough. Christian Kirk is a good number 2. Hopefully Gabe Davis can start catching the ball, but, also Evan Ingram will be asserted into this passing game. The wide receivers are good enough, okay? And we have a really good 1-2 punch with our running backs and Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne. There's a lot of good things on this offense, and, I think that coaching is getting better. Like last game against the Colts, it was very, very balanced. It felt like we were, throwing the ball, passing the ball. We were doing a lot of things that we were wanting to do, and, that was all fine and good. So the big concern now is the defense, especially the safeties. Like, as much as we want to use the injury excuse, Tyson Campbell's out, Foye Oluokun, 2 of our 3 best players on defense, and our best linebacker and our best secondary player. It's been the safeties that's been the Achilles heel of this team. I don't know what Cisco's been doing this offseason, and Antonio Johnson, we were putting a lot of faith that he would be able to take the next step after kind of not really being very active last year, but he hasn't been very good at all. So that's a big concern. I mean, Ryan Nielsen needs to figure out something. And I know we do have some help coming in Andrew Wingard and Tashawn Gibson. I think Tashawn Gibson is serving a 5 or 6 game suspension, so he should be back very soon. I think maybe by the Patriots game. So that's definitely something to look out for. And also the trenches, like the defense started off kind of slow, but I think now it's starting to. It had a pretty good game last game. I mean, Trayvon Walker, shout out to him, 3 sacks, I think 3.5 sacks maybe, and he was the one that caused Josh Allen to get his sack, and I hope he can continue pushing the pocket because we need his presence in a big way. I hope that the Jaguars figure out that maybe Eric Armstead isn't much of an edge and put him back at 3 tech. I don't know. It's just feeling like he's a paycheck guy right now. But, yeah, they can continue to control those trenches on the offensive line and defensive line, and I think you're going to see some pretty good things moving forward. So now you want to talk about the Jaguars potentially going to the playoffs. I mean, The only team that ever made the playoffs after starting 0-4 is the 1992. I don't know if they were the Los Angeles Chargers or the San Diego Chargers. Not really sure their history, but yeah, they made the playoffs after starting 0-4. Now, granted, now there's 7 teams that make the playoffs, so it increases the odds a little bit. And like I said, right now the division race is probably going to be pretty tough. I mean, we're going to need another classic AFC South nosedive like the Titans did in 22, the Jags did in 23. Maybe the Texans have that in them. Who knows? But they keep finding ways to win games. So, right now, when you look at things, Doug is an extremely streaky head coach, okay? In his 2.25 years as a head coach, he's had streaks of 2-1, 0-5, 8-1, 0-2, 7-1, and then 1-9, and then now we're 1-0. So, given Doug's history, we're due for a big, big turnaround. And for the Jaguars to need any shot at the playoffs, I mean, we need to get back to 500 as quick as possible. And I know we have a couple of upcoming games. The Bears, who have been playing better, but I would say I think the Jaguars on paper should be better than the Bears. And as bad as, we've questioned Doug Peterson's coaching, I don't think Matt Eberflus is any better. And Caleb Williams is playing a lot better, but the Jaguars need to win that one. And then they have the Patriots, who I think no doubt were better than them. And then we're 3-4, okay? And then after that, you have the Packers at home. I know the Packers are good, but you got to find a way to win that. And then all of a sudden, if you win those games and you're back to 4-4, then we're in a really good spot. Because you look at the AFC, right now the 7th seed has a 2-2 record, and obviously, the 8th seed is 2-3. We're one game behind that. And a lot of times tiebreakers do come down to either head-to-head or division. And right now the Jaguars, I mean, we're 1-1 in the AFC South and have a couple of games against the Titans. I know history isn't very good in that game, but, the Jaguars also play the Colts again. There's a very real chance the Jaguars could be 4-2 in the AFC South, hopefully 5-1, but that will really help things when it comes to tiebreakers. So after that stint, you have a really tough skit against, Eagles, Vikings, Lions, Texans. I mean, you need to find ways to win at least 1 or 2 of those games. To make the playoffs, you're going to need to beat tough teams at some point. So that's a big thing going for the Jaguars. Then the rest of the schedule gets pretty soft, okay? The Titans, Jets, Raiders, Titans, and Colts. I mean, need to go 4-1 or 5-0. You need to dominate that last stretch, okay? Hopefully the injuries prevail for us. Things have been hit or miss on the injury front, but that's kind of what we have going for us there. So, yeah, I know I have kind of a renewed optimism in this season. Sorry, my dog's getting into stuff. I have kind of renewed optimism in this season, especially after the way we played against the Indianapolis Colts. So I am going to hope that we're going to have Oakley join us for the rest of this video. So I know we have the opportunity to win, okay? Offensive line is playing good. We need the quarterback play to continue to be good. And then, the coaching needs to continue to be good. Obviously, a lot of things have to work our way, but it's not rocket science. So we'll be continuing to monitor this. I do want to give a shout out to BetUS for sponsoring this video and powering this video. Like I said, they have promos. Go to BetUS.com. You use promo code YouTube150 for a 150% deposit bonus. And also, guys, this will be my last video for a little bit. No Club Jaguar tonight. Guys, Hurricane Milton is supposed to make a direct impact on my house. So I'll keep you guys updated on what's going on with me, hopefully by, Thursday evening. Follow me on Twitter, on Instagram at UCF_Jaguar. I do see a lot of your messages. I'm reading them. I can't respond to all of them, but, lots of stuff going on here. So I want to thank you guys all so much for watching this video. Please, on your way out, drop a like for me, and go Jags.